We're expecting this Lissandra to flip-flop over to face down Akali in the mid lane.
I mean, you could just stick with the Urgot, however. It's not a terrible matchup.
What do you prefer and why?
I mean, I would always prefer the Lissandra.
Yeah.
Makes him such a strong dueler now. Whereas Perks, he's finally going to take his back. Mickey wasn't going to be looking for a gank there at an item disadvantage, but 3v3 now.
All right, the death sentence already secures a flash. Mickey decides to flash forward over it. That's a lot of damage onto Memento. He's running for his life. Get headbutted to safety. Now the Void Seeker comes out. First blood picked up by Perks.
Better collapse there from G2 and
No dive yet, but it looked like they were setting up for something.
I think there was a back. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye that Memento was in that jungle. Looked like he was about to get hit by Alistar, and then I think reset his positioning there as top lane. Flash.
Right. Defensive flash from Otoame. Wonder's just going to run him down. Requiem should be able to pick it up. And Wonder stands by to easily secure it. Now all of a sudden, that's the engage. No ultimate. Abadagi, you've got to press R. That's really important. Now flashes for flashes. Teleport comes out. Memento's able to pick up the reply kill. Perks completes the teleport, but there's
the R key. It will certainly help you out, but that's the other strong point about Karthus is that you don't have to go for the all-in. You don't have to go for the tower engage. You just say, hey, Karthus, you got your ultimate available? I don't need to dive.
All right, no, you don't, but will upset mean to dive. Ignite is thrown down, flash used defensively. Perks chases him down. It was a pixel-perfect Void Seeker that interrupted.
To swap it up and go for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that'll have to be a question that Schalke needs to answer, because at 10 minutes, this kind of gold lead feels terrifying. We do have a very brief pause, ladies and gentlemen. And there's one thing that I realized. There's been so much happening in the bottom half of the map. We kind of ignored the Akali-Urgot matchup until the kill happened. But in terms of how that's playing out, I mean, Wonder's doing a good job. He's marginally up on CS, and he found the solo kill. I think just punishing Otowame's over-aggression in that lane.
I mean, frankly, when Karthus is in the game, it's never going to be a 1v1 post-level 6. It's always going to be a 2v1 because you don't need to overexert yourself to try to dive and chase for those kills, especially with high-damage champions like Aatrox and Akali.
All right, so of course you can see Yankos coughing there. Unfortunately, there's a pause in Caps aside. I want to acknowledge that he is a little bit unwell. I will get an update from you exactly what the cause is in just a few minutes' time. But let's turn our attention to Schalke. G2, they've shown up. They've shown individually. They're starting the game by outclassing Schalke. But Schalke do have some tools in their kit, especially if they can find some small skirmishes. The combination of champions that they have can really, really blow somebody up quickly. So outside of just finding picks, how else do Schalke get in this game?
I mean, they need to unlock themselves from the lanes, and like you're saying, kind of team up and use that synergy between the Lissandra ultimate, the burst damage of Kha'Zix, and getting down there with the hard CC that Ignar's Thresh can support. But unfortunately, they keep fishing for a lot of these roams. You know, Ignar is teaming up with Memento, but it's just the power of G2. You're still dealing with a star-studded lineup, and they just have that heads-up awareness that, hey, Ignar's probably looking for a roam here, then Ignar spends some time, he loses out on the experience, he starts to fall behind in his own lane. So you can only do it so many times before you start punished, even though nothing happens on the map. Like, G2 didn't have to flash away for a gank, they just had to stand to the other side of the lane.
I think that's such a good point, because a lot of the members of this G2 esports squad have played against Ignar a fair amount in the past. So anticipating some of his tricks and tendencies can benefit them. While we continue to investigate the reason for the pause, we do have a couple replays lined up for you, starting with, I don't know, it's a surprise. So this is just a solo kill.
Yeah.
Talk me through this, Frosco.
Well, Akali pressed your buttons on Odo. He flashed away. I mean, to be fair, I don't think Odo was ever really going to be safe there, even before the Karthus came in, but it was a nice fadeaway.
And of course, as we jump to the mid lane, this was Memento at least getting something back. I didn't actually notice in the setup originally, but Odo was fairly low in that lane. It was about 60% HP. And literally just got cut down where he stands, even before the Karthus ultimate. And now, of course, this was the bottom lane engage where Upset gets caught out.
Overextended forward, he's going to get sniped by Perks here. The 360 no-scope. He just watched him walk into the bush when he had vision, and he uses his ultimate to reposition and follow up with the flash.
Well, that's just really well played. I mean, Perks, look, it's a little bit of a guess, fairly educated guess. You could see where Upset was standing in the bush, and it just sucks to see that happen on this level of stage, because Kai'Sa already got first blood earlier on, now gets almost donated that second kill, and on a champion that already scales so incredibly well. it's so difficult to see how you're going to handle, you know, that situation as we load back into game and G2 take the first drag.
Now, I really like Ocean Dragon when you're kind of like pre-8 minutes, but theoretically, as long as you're... It was really interesting, Trevor. When I was talking to you guys earlier, there was kind of like very different thoughts about how to sit on the hype train for Schalke. You know, I see them as they just went into the finals. I'll hold the thought, though.
All right, let's take a look. Wonder's going to get chunked down. Fear Beyond Death is available for Odo1. He catches him through the shroud! And Akali players
all the time. So for me, I was like, they went to finals. They kept one of their best players. They got some excellent talent in Memento and Oda, and as well as Ignar's return. I'm like, I can get behind the Schalke. I'm still on the hype train.
Now, will the franchise player go down? Lantern is available. Not going to get caught. Not going to get found. Upset does it. But take a look at this. Killer Instinct comes forward. Requiem's available if it's needed. It's simply not needed. Schalke, they split the difference. Rift Herald picked up on top. They sacrificed their duo, and Abedage completes the teleport as well. This is just going to be gifted to G2 Esports.
And an excellent turret aggro juggle right there that they get 3 for nothing, as well as the tower. A huge swing in favor of G2 and showcasing why they are our favorites for LEC.
Oh, such a good performance. And yes, Schalke, they do get themselves a tower with the help of the Rift Herald, but they're down 4,000 gold. They're down 5 kills. They're down a dragon. Now Odo1 is picking himself another fight. There is some support from Memento, but it's just, that's the level of teamwork that was not shown yesterday. Yesterday, Schalke were on the same page, same, you know, a strategy. And I'll finish the thought in a moment as Odo1 gets jumped on, and he might just be caught down. Pulled backwards by some infernal chains, and he does get taken out. Now, oh, this is cheeky. This is cheeky. Oh, wide Requiem. That is just the finishing touch on any play that G2 want to make.
I mean, the short and sweet of it, Trevor, is you never want to fall behind this composition because its team fights are so strong, but they're going to try.
All right, let's take a look. Mickey throws down his ultimate, blocking a lot of damage for now. Lantern is available. Memento goes in. Fear Beyond Death is dodged away from, and that is just a melted Urgot. Caps isn't done yet. He fancies himself a shot. He's gone in 1v4. Requiem starts to channel, and boom! Jankos gets himself another. It's 10 kills to 2, and Caps gets out with his life. It's not done yet, as G2 are still looking for more. Here comes Wonder, and Schalke and Ulfia are just falling further and further behind.
I take it back. It wasn't a good pick. They had a numbers advantage, but it didn't matter. The gold difference, the champion select, the draft, it all speaks for itself. G2, they look like to lead him.
No, you absolutely cannot. And, you know, when we started this draft, Frost, one of the big points you really wanted to bring up today was talking about how G2 Esports have this huge threat in the flexibility of their players, the depth of their respective champion pool of the side of the screen. Right, week 2 LEC, I'm going to give every team in the league a free tip. Ban Jankos' Karthus. Let's see whether or not anyone does next week. For now, though, Mickey will be going down. Just caught a little bit out of position. Good warding from Schalke allows them to punish the overextend. And it is a small solace, but they need a lot more of those to claw back this deficit.
And again, if we're focusing on good aspects of Schalke, although, again, I'm going to have to hold it.
Let's take a look. Perks has got the Hurricane, he's got the Storm Razors, and he's got himself another assist. It was, in fact, Caps. That's now 5-1-2 with a 700 gold bounce.
I don't think it's going to end there, Trevor. Wonder is being headed off by Ignar. I think he changed his mind. Wonder, like, turned around, gave him eyes. Ignar's like, I'm sorry, sir.
I think he would blow Ignar up with one rotation, especially because Jankos has got Requiem available. The box goes down, the flay's been used, Abedage is coming in with the ultimate. Death Sentence goes wide, but the re-engage from Wonder picks up Ignar. Requiem's not even been used yet. And look at the Claw of Doom. Abedage escapes with his life. Upset's trying to turn this one around, but you need to kill Jankos and stay healthy enough to survive the ultimate. Not gonna go down just yet. Whoa! Jankos kills Upset. I didn't think that was gonna happen. And give us a Memento for free, because G2 get another one. Ladies and gentlemen, Odo1 was joining his team, but like lambs to the slaughter. Schalke are being killed. Perks has got the red buff, and oh, this just feels a little bit bad. Gonna run him down with that Rage Blade. Here comes Mickey. Here comes Mickey. Gets the headbutt. Pulverize. And Caps is in behind as well. I am starting to feel a little bit dirty.
Too late with this gold difference.
Yeah,
so there's the Baron setup.
Yeah, and of course Ignar is 3, 4 autos, 5, about 6 or 7 autos. Plus a couple of Icathian range shots in there easily. I can promise for next week's LEC, I'll have a quick stats update for you on the largest bounties and who held them. Because this is going to be one for the 2019 season. Baron easily picked up Karthus's lay waste, just melt that objective so quickly.
Oh no.
I need to take a closer look at his itemization to see if he's got some additional MR. But G2, 12,000 gold now, and Baron. And they've just got a high damage composition that allows them to steamroll. And they're looking to break Misfits' win record yesterday.
It's just about forcing them away from the objectives. And that was what was so clever about the composition yesterday. It was a siege composition. They know that they're here just to take the objectives, to snowball the game, and to basically do League of Legends quick. And you don't have to find the kills for Karthus. You know you're going to be sieging? Get those guys off the tower.
Observers. You know, a couple of control wards, a couple of invisi wards that are now slowly being cleared out, but it's lots of information for G2 to work with. And then you can see them now going, well, hey guys, there's an outer turret remaining in the bottom lane. Do you want to take it like right now or just now? And it looks like
very far behind in this game. It doesn't look great for them, but they've at least now gotten control, at least over the top side of their map. So they recognize the steps that they must take to create and neutralize this map for them.
All right, let's take a look. Teleport being channeled on this inner turret. Perkz is trying to turn the damage around. Remember, this is kind of a 2-on-3, but Schalke didn't fully commit. Now Memento's running for his life. Perkz jumps in with the killer instinct. Yes, a death sentence lands, but it's sentencing Ignor to death. The box comes out, and G2 are between two turrets, easily going to set up yet another kill for Wonder. That's a double for him. 19 kills to 4, and Schalke are now losing their base. Frostgurren, I do need to tell you I'm ever the optimist, okay? So I have to try and look at the silver lining here for Schalke.
Some really bad news for you.
Okay.
I think the game's about to end, Trevor.
But Schalke are going to learn a lot from this particular moment because really it just fell away from them entirely. The Nexus turret is falling. The kills are not done yet. The franchise man upset is down. And before 24 minutes, G2 had won the game. Just after 24 minutes, they killed the Nexus.
And when is anyone finally going to challenge G2 and make them show us something? We haven't gotten to see their huge macro performance or them really stretch in the draft. It's just the mechanical talent. They take any matchup they want. They got solo kills, it felt like across the board, 2v2 kills on the bot side, 1v1 kills in both